In this video, I'm going to show you exactly why 96% of online coaches are failing with the old model, as well as the game-changing 3-team model that's going to help you 5x your amount of sales with the same amount of lead. So who's this weirdo that's going to try to tell you how to 5x your sales? Hi, my name is Werner. I'm currently building my third 6-figure business in only 5 years, and all of this while working full-time. For the past 10 years, I've been working as a consultant and I'm a fully certified CPA. And my mission is simple: showing other 9-to-5ers how easy it actually is to make an extra $10,000 to $30,000 per month with an online coaching business, teaching what you already know. And all of this for absolutely free. So now that you know who this weirdo is, let's jump into the old model. And you'll probably recognize a lot of these features because either you've built it or you've went through it as a customer. So the old model was usually you would try to get as much ads and organic leads and push it to a landing page. On the landing page, there was usually a VSL or a video sales letter where you would convince your client to actually buy, or maybe an option to book a call for a consultation, or a lead magnet whose sole purpose is essentially to get the email of the lead, to get them back to the landing page, to restart the process with the hope of actually converting. And then if everything was set up well, you would get a 0.5 to 2% conversion. I want to pause here for a second because 0.5 to 2% is pretty low. Now, to be honest, this is only if you've nailed your whole funnel. So these low conversion rates really makes for a high cost per customer. But the thing that I honestly hate is this model. And you've probably seen this before. So what would usually happen is you would hit paywall 1 for content level 1. Now this would be a normal course, but then the course provider will tell you you just need to pay a bit more to get to level 2. And then you're going to get your result. And they're essentially using the sunk cost fallacy to force you into that level 2. And then the client probably thinks, hey, I've already paid a bit, so I probably have to pay a bit more to actually get my result. And then when you hit level 2 of content, so let's say this is extra calls or something extra, then the provider tells you, okay, but if you really want to get the result, you need to pay for paywall 3. And then you get, let's say, one-on-one access. Now, the reason I absolutely despise this is because essentially this is pure manipulation. What the provider did is they promised the car. They promised a nice Lamborghini, and what they're giving you is the tires. At level 1, they only give you the tires. At level 2, they give you, let's say, the shocks. And only at level 3 do they give you the whole car. Now, this is totally manipulative because at the start, they promised everything and they only give you small pieces. And you can't do anything with just tires or just the shocks. You need the whole car. Now, the two problems are, it's essentially based on manipulation. So that creates a lot of distrust. And what we're sitting with now as a whole is a burnt market. So they just don't trust people anymore. And that is why we see the low conversions of 0.5 to 2%. And again, to make this work, you need a lot of eyes, a lot of leads into your ecosystem. So that equals, number one, a very high cost per customer. Plus, you have to start making more generic copy. Because there's so many people that you need to appeal to, you can't get specific. You can't laser focus in because you're going to miss a lot of the attention. Okay, so let's jump over to this new game-changing method. And I wish I could take credit for this model, but I sincerely believe in success leaves clues. So the 3-team model I'm about to show you is just taken from the top educators that we're currently seeing. And what you see in front of you is essentially the Skool November gains. So these are the amounts of new monthly recurring revenue. Yes, let that sink in for a second, recurring. So these people added 300,000 per month extra. Okay, now what is this model? What is this fantastic 3T model? I call it the targeted trust and transparency. So in the previous manipulation model, the issue was people don't trust us anymore. So we need to get that trust back as a whole online education industry. So first up is targeted trust. Now we need to show our clientele out there that we're actually legit. We know what we're talking about. We're not going to pull you into a funnel and then just sell you a bunch of snake oil. We're going to give you a solution. As well as transparency. Show the people your clients' results. Show the people your journey or your results. The whole time of putting everything behind a paywall is done. We need to be transparent with our results, what we're doing, and how we're going to get them the solution. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our ads and we're going to push it into organic. I'm not going to focus too much on getting leads in this video. I have a full training and a lot of resources within my Skool group that's going to take you step by step how to get leads if that's something you're still struggling with. So let's get into this model. Pushing your ads straight to your landing page or your trust builder, which we'll go through just now, is very difficult to achieve a sale. Reason being, you're essentially a stranger coming up to another stranger, asking them to buy your things. Yes, maybe if you do it 100 times, then maybe they'll buy. But what about we first build trust? So what we're going to do then is we're going to take all the ads to the organic. From the organic, we're going to push them to our free trust building platform. Now, I recommend Skool. You can use YouTube, Kajabi, whatever you want. I just recommend Skool because I think they're a truly pioneering platform. Now, what is a free trust builder? This is a place where you're going to give everything, your best stuff for them for absolute free. So if they want your solution, they can easily implement it by themselves. They have all the tools, all the hacks, everything. Now, I know this is counterintuitive, but one thing I can promise you are buyers and non-buyers are non-buyers. If your biggest fear is that they're not going to buy anything if you give away your secrets, I can promise you, if they're not going to buy your solution after watching your free stuff, they wouldn't have bought your information anyway. So essentially what we talked about, this is where we're going to nurture them. We're going to show them how we can get a solution to their specific problem, their specific pain. Okay, so what are we actually going to add into our free trust builder? We can put in our courses, essentially the step-by-step process, how to get a specific solution for their problem, tools just to help them through the process, Q&A calls, or if you have nothing, if you haven't done anything at all, just give them access to you. Just build a Skool group and give them DM access. This is immensely powerful because you can show you've been where they are, you've gotten the solution, you know the steps, so just ask me, let me help you. And you can start this today. Yes, all the other stuff is going to help you immensely, but just giving access is already super powerful. And another one I want to call out is the Q&A calls. Every week, you're just going to make 1 hour available where all your clientele can just ask you questions. Now, this is super powerful for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, you can now use this to create more content to make your whole free trust building platform even more powerful and potent. And number 2, you actually get to talk to your specific client, hear what their specific pain points are, and the specific language that they are using. I can't think of a better market research tool than that. After we've built the trust, we gave a lot of transparency into our processes. We're going to provide opportunity to work together. If you think about a personal trainer, if you go to your personal trainer, there's effectively nothing that he can tell you that you can't find yourself on YouTube. What your personal trainer is going to give you is a custom solution to your circumstances. A 20-year-old bodybuilding enthusiast and a 70-year-old man who just wants to stay healthy is going to have a vastly different program and amount of volume of work that they do. And this is exactly what you're going to do. You're just going to personalize their process. There's essentially nothing that you can tell them that they can't find themselves. You're just there to give them support, sequence, and to make sure that they actually get to the end result. So what are you actually going to give them? You're going to give them 10 times the speed and magnitude of their solution. Now, what does that mean? Essentially, if they were going to achieve the results in 10 months, they can do it in 1. Or if they would have made $100 or lost 10 pounds, we're going to make it 100. So I just made these examples up, but hopefully you see, you're essentially just there to speed up their process and make sure the actual result that they get is much bigger if they work with you. And we're going to do this through personalization and implementation. Personalization, people are different. People have different schedules, have different levels of energy, have different circumstances. So you're going to personalize a solution or a process for that client. And next up is implementation. Sometimes people just need a sequence. They need to know how to implement your solution. They have the information, they just need to know how to apply it for themselves. And this is where you come in. And next up is essentially how are we actually going to convert them from our free trust builder to being a client. So I do have a 7-step conversion matrix. I have another training within my Skool group, and it gives you a step-by-step breakdown how to do it. So just feel free. Everything is absolutely free in there. So just click on the link below to go get it. One thing I do want to harp on a bit is onboarding calls. What I would do in Skool.com is set up an auto DM, just inviting people to onboarding calls. In this onboarding call, what you're going to do is you're essentially just going to ask them what their issue is. Best case scenario, you actually get a client. Worst case scenario, you got to help them for free. So it's a total win-win regardless of how that call goes. There's 6 other steps that you can follow to make sure that you convert the most leads into actual clients. But like I mentioned, everything is in the full training, so just go get it there. If we did the trust builder right, we follow the 7-step conversion matrix, we usually get between 5 and 10% conversion. Now, if we go back to the old manipulation model with a high optimistic conversion rate of 2%, you need 50 leads to actually get a sale. With this new model, you only need 10 leads with a 10% conversion. But if you look at it from a bit of a different angle, you can now get 5 times more sales from the same amount of leads. Let that sink in for a second, how powerful this model is. And after all of that, you get to deliver your solution to their specific problem. Okay, so that's essentially it. If you have any questions, all my contact info is below. Please feel free to reach out. And as always, if you need any help building your online coaching business, please feel free to book a call below and let's see if it makes sense to work together. Until next time.